I have a lot to talk about in both AEW and WWE. As it has been a while since I've uploaded a video, I am no longer sick anymore. Thank you for all of your patience, as you've probably waited for a video to drop for me here on Screw the Script. So I'm going to get right into some news for both AEW and WWE and recapping everything that's gone on that I found very interesting in the last week in the world of pro wrestling here on Screw the Script. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, as always, Maverick. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, it's been, 5-6 days since I've last uploaded a video. New mask, wearing a sweatshirt now that it's cold out. Let me know down below what you think about the new mask. This is Bushi's mask, a New Japan pro wrestler. Wears a luchador mask, has pretty much most of his entire career. If you don't know much about him, feel free to search him on the internet. Watch him on YouTube, matches and stuff that are out there. Very entertaining pro wrestler. I love the style of his mask. It is October, so I feel like this one's very fitting for the colors. As you can see on this side, this one is mostly black. It's got this really cool, it almost looks like an ear piercing in a way. I love it. It's super unique. So let's get right into pro wrestling news. We'll start with AEW. Up top there for you guys to look at, that's the card for tomorrow's Dynamite. It is a special 3-hour show. Keep that in mind. For me, it starts at 7 o'clock Central Time until 10. But it's going to be well worth staying up in the middle of the work week for this. I cannot wait. I mean, look at that card. The famous last words segment I'm very interested in with Tony Storm and Chris Statlander. I feel like the Ops are about to drop those trios titles to LFI. We'll see. It's a very interesting match to have in here. The face-to-face with Moxley and Darby, I hope isn't going to go as predictable as it probably looks on paper, where we might see Darby just get jumped by the rest of the Death Riders. That's likely what's going to happen. I hope it's not that. We'll see. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton versus GOA. Sky Blue versus Jamie Hayter. Cassidy and O'Reilly versus two of the Death Riders. Claudio versus Roderick. And then I'm assuming the main event, Jurassic Express, Kenny Omega reluctantly tagging with Jack Perry, as you saw a great promo of the two backstage. I hope they continue to let Jack Perry talk more. I think it'll do wonders for his character. They're going to be taking on part of the Don Callis family. So let me know your predictions on that. It's going to be a great show, I think. The next really big thing that I wanted to talk about days ago, but my voice was just so fucking awful that there was just no way I was going to be able to talk. Right up here, we have a report that in 2026, I'm not quite sure when, but at some point in 2026, we will see ratings from HBO Max viewership, and we will finally be able to include both HBO Max and ratings for TNT and TBS when it comes to both Collision and AEW's Dynamite for AEW's shows. It's going to be much needed because I'm sick and tired of seeing people say, oh, the numbers don't exist on Max. They're next to nothing, acting like there's literally only 5 people that watch it on HBO Max, which I think is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I know plenty of people offhand, just myself, and I'm sure you do too, that watch it on HBO Max. I haven't watched it on traditional cable in any way in a long time. Unless I miss the episode live, I'll maybe pull up because I have it set to record the episodes. But I know there's a way on HBO Max where you can get to episodes that had finished airing. It's just kind of a little tricky. You have to search AEW and then it's down in past live events or something like that. They got to do a little bit better at accessibility for AEW on HBO Max. I feel like since it's such a flagship of WBD now, of Warner Media and stuff, it should be up there. They should have its own segment off to the left of the screen to pick, shows, movies. Right beneath that, it should just say have AEW, kind of like what Peacock did for WWE. I liked that. It's unfortunate that they're not on Peacock anymore, but something like that I think would really help. But I'm excited to see this. I'm hoping that we'll be able to shut up all the naysayers and all the people that are negative saying they don't get next to anything on HBO Max, and that's why they were, hush hush about it for months while they went to HBO Max. I hope those people just get shut the hell up. I'm hoping that the first one that comes out, it's like what they say, between a 300,000 and 500,000, and then you add it to what you get for the traditional TV viewership, and you're looking at anywhere from, on the low end, 800,000 to a million or so, give or take. That would be great for AEW. Next, some interesting things that came out. First, this actually just came out today to the public. Here's the lineup for Jericho's Cruise. I know it's a ways away still, but when you stop and look at that, there is not a single AEW wrestler mentioned or going to be on the boat, nothing. It's likely seeming that Chris Jericho will be going back to WWE, but again, take that with a grain of salt on my end. That's just speculation for me right now. I don't have any idea if that's true or not. It's just strange that you see on his 7th ever cruise that there's not a single AEW wrestler on there at all. There's some TNA guys, some retired guys, obviously, but nothing with AEW at all. So very interesting to see that. Right now, again, it's just speculation, but in my mind, it looks like Chris Jericho is going to be heading back to WWE. Lastly, for AEW, we had Darby Allin, who praised, actually, Jon Moxley on this interview, saying that he's a leader backstage. I'll have that photo quick up there for you for the remainder of the quote if you want to pause it. But the main one that I want to talk about is actually this one up here. Darby Allin says to F that to WWE in 2019. Apparently, they were trying to get him before he chose AEW. And he chose AEW because he was going to get creative freedom, which he has done a lot of creative things in AEW that I likely would not have seen in WWE, I think. Whether it's making his own vignettes, being allowed to climb Everest. I don't foresee TKO letting anybody do something like that. So it's the truth. You can say what you want about Darby Allin. I'm sure there'll be people in the comments that are going to hate on him for this, that are super anti-AEW, saying he's too small and all this bullshit. But you know that you're lying through your teeth when you say that. If Darby Allin brought his talents to WWE, he would instantly be one of the most entertaining characters over there in WWE, but I'm glad he is not ever going over there. I don't think he is a pillar in AEW, and I think he's going to stay in AEW for pretty much his entire career. Next, for WWE, I only have a couple of quick things. I just want to say right off the bat, right up here, the Vision, whatever the fuck, I don't even remember what the fuck they were called. It was a massive fail. I've pointed it out on my channel before, I just never felt like that great of a group. Heyman is really the definition of a homie hopper in pro wrestling, as he just keeps hopping from one person to the next person to the next person to the next person, and it's honestly getting kind of old. I love Paul Heyman. It's just this never works out with Seth Rollins and the Vision. I believe that's what they were called. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just was never a big fan of this whole stable at all. Seth Rollins apparently is hurt, torn rotator cuff or something like that. And that's why the angle happened where he was turned on. Take that with a grain of salt after the stunt they pulled earlier in the year with him faking an injury and then actually coming back and all that stuff. I'll believe it when I see him actually, post-surgery in a hospital bed with a sling on and shit like that. Either way, I think this is a fail for WWE. They really need to move on from this. They are trying to recapture the glory days of the Bloodline by starting a new faction, and it just was not it. You let me know down below what you think about what I just said, my views on it, but I really don't think that the Vision was that great of a stable. Honestly, the most interesting thing about the stable was what happened with him being turned on, both Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Last thing that I'm going to talk about on this video, there's other things that I would want to talk about, but I don't want this to be a 40-minute video. It looks like Austin Theory is going to be getting a push finally in WWE, so some good praise there. I'm excited to see where they go with him creatively. I think he's been completely wasted in the last year or so on WWE's roster. I mean, he has it all. He's got the talent, he's got the looks, he's got he's getting the mic skills for sure. Just give him more time. I mean, all you can do is give him more mic time, and it'll gradually get there. Austin Theory is going to be receiving a push in WWE. Let me know down below your thoughts on that, what kind of feuds and storylines you'd like to see him in. I'm excited to see him finally get pushed in WWE. That's all I had on this shorter episode of Screw the Script. Let me know down below, again, your thoughts on everything I just covered. Let me know what you think about the mask. I actually got another mask, but I'm not going to wear it until after October. I'm going to remain wearing this Bushi mask for the rest of October. And then I have another one that I'll actually be showing come November. It is another Bushi mask, so don't get your hopes up. I know people have been wanting me to get like a Bandito mask and hologram and stuff like that, and they're great masks, but they're not the best when it comes to recording because their mouth is completely covered, and I don't want to sound muffled. So I've been looking for masks. I've been trying to find a Commander mask, but they're really hard to find. But anyways, thank you for watching. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let's get past the algorithm. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. As always, this has been Maverick with Screw the Script. Thanks for watching.